Right, my name's Tom. I'm from FGR 6 or Fallschirmjäger Regiment 6, the Green Devils of Carentan. We're here at Tankfest. This is the MG42. I'm going to give you a few details on the kit that goes with it for the gunner, and a few bits about the changing of the barrels and the feeding of the rounds. This is a 1943 original deactivated one, so it won't fire, and unfortunately the barrel doesn't come out. It fires 1200 rounds a minute, although you can't fire 1200 rounds a minute out of it because otherwise the barrel will overheat. So once you've fired a number of rounds, you need to change the barrel. There's a little hatch here, you flick that forward, and on a live one the barrel would pop out and you get a little asbestos hand cover. You take hold of that, put it on the ground, then you get your spare barrel carrier. Each team would have about 4 or 5 of these. It's a simple clasp mechanism. Take the barrel out and you place it in and you can carry on firing. Once you've done that, when you finish your belt, you have 2 options. The ammunition comes on a belt like this with non-disintegrating links. Each one of them is attached together with tiny little wire, which is really awkward. But when you have emptied your machine gun, you need to reload it. You have 2 choices. You can pop up the top cover like this, lay the rounds in, close the top cover, and then go away. Or, if you don't want to get your machine gun full of dirt, which is always handy, you can use a starter strip. And this ingenious little device threads straight through here. And there you are, you're ready to go. If you had fired the rest of your belt, your cocking handle and your bolt will be back at the rear. You just forward assist it and then you pull the trigger and you're ready to rock and roll. The ammunition is carried in tins like this. Each one holds 250 rounds, so between them that's 500, which is about 25 seconds of continuous fire. They are simple clasp lids, so they sit inside. So when you see a German infantry unit with an MG, every man will have as many of these as they can carry. And just like the jerry cans, they've got offset handles, so you can carry 2 in one hand, which is quite handy and quite useful because you need lots of them. Also, the machine gunner will have this. This is a machine gun kit. This has everything you need as a soldier in the field to work on this gun. So it includes your little hand pad for removing the hot barrel, an oiling bottle because guns don't work well without oil. It has a bolt and round extraction tool for if a round gets jammed into the barrel. It hooks around the end of the round and you can pull it out of the breech. It has, if I can get it out, it has a takedown tool which you use for undoing the few lugs that you need to undo that aren't controlled by tabs or buttons. And it has an anti-aircraft sight for if you want to pester aircraft and scare them off. And this would be carried by the #1 gunner, which is the guy with the gun, so he can do all the bits and pieces with it, because everybody else would be carrying ammunition and spare barrels. As we see here on the mount, we would have a 5 to 6 man team, 1 for the gun, 1 for the mount, and the other 4 guys to carry ammunition and spare barrels, and run back and get more when they run out. In the light machine gun role, you lose 1 guy, so you're looking at 3 to 4 because you don't have to carry the mount anymore, but you still have to carry all the ammunition. It's a lovely machine gun. It's very hungry. It eats a lot of ammunition, far too much really, especially for anything other than defensive positions. By the end of the war though, they put heavy bolts in them. Because it's a direct blowback weapon, the weight of the bolt controls the speed of the cycle. So the heavier bolt reduced the rate of fire to 900 rounds a minute, which is about the same as the MG34, which made it a little bit more manageable and gave it less of a logistical footprint for the infantry squad. However, at the same time, they made a lightning bolt that made it fire 1500 rounds a minute. It's not really clear why, and at that speed, the weapon starts to have problems, malfunctions, jams, misfeeds and such. But that is the equipment that you would carry as a machine gunner. The machine gunner himself would have a pistol. The number 2 gunner would probably only have a pistol. The other men in the section would have rifles as well as the ammunition.